Hi.
Hi.
Welcome back.
It feels like it's been a while for us because it has been, but for you guys, it's right on time.
It's actually been a week.
Is today Tuesday?
It is.
I keep thinking today's Wednesday, so I don't really know.
I know. It's been a weird week.
I think because there was no school for 2 days last week, it's thrown me off this week, and then we do the same thing again next week.
I know.
It's got me all messed
one
up.
full week, and then we're back on it. And we're on Thanksgiving next week.
It's got me all messed up.
Yeah. Me too.
I like all the breaks, though. I'm not going to lie.
You said Saturday. Can we record Saturday? Yes, I record this Saturday because I'm not going shopping this weekend. I'm going shopping the weekend after Thanksgiving.
Oh, so legit Black Friday shopping.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, so we're going to get to do it on a Saturday.
I know.
Holy shit.
Right?
Like 4 days from now?
Yeah, I got to get the book. I haven't even started it.
I got it on Audible. I like to start the new book after we do the episode for the previous book because I don't like to get them mixed up.
Me too. But yeah, I've never started a book. Other than this, I actually listened to this. It Starts With Us on Audible in the middle of Misery, which obviously I was not going to confuse the two.
Okay, but also Misery was kind of fucking
boring.
I stopped for 4 days and still finished it, so.
But I was like, It Starts With Us came out that same week, so I was like, screw Misery. I'm listening to It Starts With Us.
Well, and Heartbones, it's getting ready to play. It's only 8 hours on Audible, and I listen to mine sped up too. Like I listen to mine at 1.5. So
okay. So you already listened? Oh wait.
No, I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, okay.
I pulled it up to see how long it was going to... It's 8 hours and 12 minutes. But I always speed mine up because I don't like it when it goes slow. So I do it between 1.2 and 1.5.
How much was it on Audible? Did you buy a credit?
Yeah, I used the credit.
Lame. Just FYI, though, we are still doing our giveaway. Once we are pretty close on Facebook.
Honestly, if we get to 100 on either or at this point, we will.
Right.
I looked at the camera like they can see me.
I know. Come on, guys. I know you're watching, but you're not.
Well, they're gonna be able to watch a picture of our logo. They want to watch that on YouTube.
That's probably better.
I need to get new decorations in here. I'm sure this is boring after 3 months. Plus, my sock monkey's kind of crusty. I've had him since I was literally little.
Aw. Crusty sock monkey.
It was bigger than me when I got it, which it's still kind of bigger than me, so I'm not going to say anything.
But yeah, so we want to give someone 3 months of Audible for free. All we need is 19 more followers on Facebook and a whole bunch on Instagram. So just get on there, dude. It's cool.
I didn't even know people still used Instagram until you.
Me? I love Instagram. Not really. I don't get on that much other than for our podcast. But you used to be able to like hashtag a whole bunch of shit and people will just follow you. And now that is not the case because I put so many hashtags on there and nothing.
Do you remember when Man Candy Monday or Man Crush Monday was a thing?
Yeah.
I saw someone use that today.
Was it?
But on Facebook.
A coworker? I saw them as
It
well.
brought back some memories. I tell you what.
I made Tristan and Steven my MCMs on one time.
I made Thomas mine.
Oh.
He's the only one that made it onto the Instagram as that. Except for like my gay best friend in high school.
Oh.
But he was gay, so.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah. It's a good time. Lol.
My gay best friend in high school actually dated my brother for a little bit.
Ooh.
It was weird. I didn't like it.
It didn't pan out, apparently.
No.
Which is sad, because your brother's like the sweetest person.
He's 24 and already going bald. Sorry.
I was not listening.
I don't even know if he knows I do a podcast. We don't ever see each other anymore.
I think he followed us on Facebook.
Oh. Hey, if you listen, I'm sorry I brought up your bald spot. But you're aware of it. You talk about it. We talk about it.
Oh, he's so sweet.
He gets it from his dad. His dad has.
He definitely doesn't get it from you.
What, a bald spot?
Well, he got that from you for sure.
I'm glad. That's a good thing.
Anyway.
That's a weird tangent.
So, do you want to talk about the drink of the week?
You guys can't see it, but they are mimosas, but they're like Thanksgiving themed.
Cranberry mimosas.
Yeah.
But it tastes like normal mimosas.
But there's a lot of champagne.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know what it's called. It's champagne, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of champagne to juice ratio.
Yeah, I put a bunch of champagne in it.
And we've also done 3 shots before we even started this, so...
It was a rough day. For me, at least.
It's been a rough, 3 weeks.
That's true.
I mean, I was finally getting to it. This weekend, I was like, I don't have to do anything. It's going to be great. I can recoup. And then my sinuses were like, fuck you, bitch. Now you're not going to be able to sleep.
Yeah. And then my whole family got wiped out by a stomach bug. So we've just both been struggling. These last few weeks have just been bad with the sickness because, now here we are the night before again.
Down with the sickness.
I thought that too. Get up, get down with the sickness. I do not own the copyrights to that song.
I don't think you were even close enough for it to register.
Anyway, so I'm going to start posting our drink recipes when I post that we have the new episode available. We need to start doing some more TikToks too.
Oh, you know what we should do? We should just start doing TikToks of us making the drinks.
That would be fun.
Because then we would be putting our recipe out there, and it's also a TikTok.
I love it.
We should also put some of our silly edits on TikTok too.
Yeah. Tell your boo.
He has one saved from a long time ago that I told him to save, and then we just never did anything with it. It's from the beginning of September, so I don't even know what it is anymore.
It's from probably freaking after. Isn't that when we started? September?
I think we started at the end of August.
Holy shite.
I think it's from that...
August 17th. That was when we debuted.
Holy shit. Because it was literally a week after I started.
So what's today? Today is the 15th. So in 2 days, we'll be in this for 3 months.
Our first trimester's almost up.
We are working to be a full-term baby.
I am a full-term baby. A lifetime baby.
I was going to say long-lived baby, but that's not right. Career baby.
A little baby.
Little baby. Anyway, welcome back. I'm Caitlin.
I'm Sarah.
This is Books, Booze,
and Besties.
Welcome, welcome. So this week, we read It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover.
Coho. If you call her Colleen Hoover, then obviously you're not a real fan. Everybody knows it's Coho.
What was that, Sarah Colleen?
It's Colleen Hoover. I'm Sarah Colleen. Spelled the same, pronounced different, because I'm from Southern Kentucky.
Hold on. I'm going to read the synopsis. I'm sure if you're listening, you probably already know that it is the follow-up to It Ends With Us.
Is it?
It is. Did you forget to read the other book? I guess not, because we talked about it.
Just kidding. It's literally... Oh, shit. It's literally right here.
Okay, guys. Synopsis. Lily and her ex-husband, Ryle, hate that name, have just settled into a civil co-parenting rhythm when she suddenly bumps into her first love, Atlas, again. After nearly 2 years separated, she is elated that for once, time is on their side, and she immediately says yes when Atlas asks her on a date. But her excitement is quickly hampered by the knowledge that though they are no longer married, Ryle is still very much a part of her life, and Atlas Corrigan is one man he will hate being in his ex-wife and daughter's life. Switching between the perspectives of Lily and Atlas, It Starts With Us picks right up where the epilogue for the gripping, pulse-pounding best-selling phenomenon, it ends with us left off, revealing more about Atlas's past and following Lily as she embraces a second chance at true love while navigating a jealous ex-husband. It proves that no one delivers an emotional read like Colleen Hoover.
I want people to describe me like that. Gripping, pulse pounding. The fuck? Who says pulse pounding?
Porn stars. Which was kind of apparently what your neighbor thinks we are.
I mean, he thinks we're recording something, and we are talking about smut, so he's not entirely wrong.
Lady porn. Have you seen that bookmark? And it says, I don't watch porn. I read it because I'm a fucking lady.
Yes, I've seen that.
Uh-huh. That's us. Anyway.
I've worn both of the shirts you got me for my birthday.
Yay, do you like them?
Yes, they were very nice. They were nice quality.
I'm trying to think. I ordered one from Pippi Post. Not the Harry Potter shirt. The other.
The bookmarks are for quitters. I really like them.
And then Jane from I ordered the Harry Potter from Jane.
Oh, they're not from the same place?
Nope.
They feel like they're like the same quality. They're really good.
I'm glad.
They're comfy. I really liked them.
I'm glad.
I have the weird thing about like women's shirts versus men's shirts because men's size is bigger than women's size of the same size.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I like unisex shirts. And so I was like, it's probably going to be tight, but no, it was great.
I'm glad. They were perfect. I need to order me some Harry Potter shirts.
I was going to, but now that we're not going.
You're so lame.
So wait, were you trying to tell me earlier that she's going to?
I was telling Jada that you were going.
Oh, I thought you were trying to tell me that she was going to go at the same time too. I was like, cool.
No, I was
That's like, a lot of people going.
I was telling her that you were going too. You're funny.
I didn't.
Anyway, so what'd you think?
Well, I mean, for what it was good.
That's kind of how I feel.
Like, it's a good follow-up book, and it gave everybody what they wanted, but...
Closure. I guess. I don't know. I still wanted more at the end.
All I'm going to say is, I think that's why Colleen Hoover has such good books, because it leaves you wanting more, and then she never gives it to you. And there's some she did, and so it was just kind of like, cool.
I thought, like, there was no huge climax.
Well,
and pun intended. I mean, there was in the book.
I mean, we literally got to the point where her and Atlas are, like, steady. And to me, it felt like a week had passed because it was, like, every day. You get a whole story for every day in there in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then he's like, how long has it been? And she's like, 40 days. I was like, no, it has not. It's been 7 maybe.
And then she jumps, like, 6 months and a year.
I was like, Jesus Christ, it's not even been 40 days. You're fucking lying.
It was after all over again.
I mean, because it was so intense, because it was literally, like, full chapters for every single day.
Right.
Like, we're over halfway through the book when they're like, it's been 40 days.
Mm-hmm. It, like, was slow, and then all of a sudden it was super fast.
And the slow parts were boring, and the fast parts were what you wanted.
Yeah, I really thought more was going to happen with Ryle.
Okay, I did too, and obviously, Ryle is a douchebag because he's a DV perp. And maybe it's because you got to see good parts of him in the last book, but it really felt like Coho just turned him into a complete asshole in this book. Like, he was Ryle times 10 in this book. Like, he was so much worse. Like, there was nothing good ever from Ryle in this book. And he was a charmer in the first one, so... For there not to be even one good, like, interaction between him and Lily, it was just weird.
And he's like, what if I have changed? And she's like, I was really, like, I thought that was awesome that she was, like, standing her ground. Like, that's not my theory to test. I loved that. I was like, good for you, Lily.
Yeah, no, I liked the way they handled that situation. It was just really weird that there was no positive interactions between those two.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just made it feel
but I guess, we did see them falling in love.
And that's kind of what I thought after I had that thought. I was like, well, maybe it's because we didn't get to see the good parts in this book.
Yeah, we got to see them completely fall in love. We got to see her be like head over heels in love with him. And we got to see the charming and all that. And we didn't see any of that in this book because she is so like, I'm over it. I'm done. He freaking beat me. Like, I'm not into that anymore. Like, nothing about that screams, I want to be a part of that situation. So we didn't, we saw her fall in love with him. We saw her battle within herself about wanting to be with him. And in this book, it was just none of that. So, like, we got to see the flip side of the coin, which was how a divorced couple.
Well, I mean, like, they didn't even give us any good moments with him and Emmy, though. Like, the one good moment they have is when she walks into, it's Elisa, not Alyssa, Elisa in Marshall's apartment. And he is holding Emmy and she's asleep. It's like, oh, we're finally having a good moment. And then he jumps her shit about Finding Nemo.
Dory.
Like, how the fuck are you 30 years old and you don't know what the fuck Finding Nemo is?
Yeah, he's like, I've never seen that cartoon before. I was like,
okay, cool.
Which I think Dory came out. Or Dory. Nemo came out.
Yeah, when I was a baby.
You were a baby.
So 20 years ago.
It was a long time, yeah.
Okay, but like, the fact that he'd never seen that was
there was
stupid.
Finding Dory, which was a follow-up. So how do you not know she got Dory? I would have been like, where did you hear that name? That's a random-ass name.
Okay, but he should have known before then. This should have been a thing in the last book. And
he obviously didn't know her that well.
Well, it was in this book, and it was a stupid thing to fight about. And it's like you have one part in this book where he's having one decent moment, and then it turns into him berating her on the hallway and threatening her.
Yeah.
So, like, you didn't even get a good moment with Emmy, who's literally his kid. Like,
yeah.
There was literally no good with Raoul. And, like, in the first book, he's good for a really long time. So, I just found it really weird. Yeah. I felt like she made it Raoul 10 times worse.
Right.
And Atlas seems like a goody two-shoes. I'm not going to lie.
I love Atlas.
No, I love Atlas, too, but he seems...
too perfect.
Yes, like, very, like, off the cuff, straight edge, like a Karen, but without the attitude kind of thing. I don't know. It just felt weird.
I don't know. I love Atlas.
I mean, I like their relationship, too, but, like, he just feels like very... I don't know, teacher's pet. And she's not, but she is. I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know. I loved hearing more about his past, even though it was sad.
Yeah.
Like the shit with his mom.
I like that they added something in with him, too. I liked Josh.
Me too.
And I liked getting more from Sutton. I think they could have explored Tim a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of feel like the Josh stuff was rushed, too, because they spend days getting him situated with Atlas. Then it jumps 6 months, he's fine, and then it jumps and he's groomsman in the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we don't get anything out of Josh. We don't even hear about Emmy at the end. Like, we don't know how she's doing.
Well, like, this is one of those things where I still want more, only because she left it, like, I want to hear about their wedding. I want to hear about his relationship with Emmy. As Emmy was what? She was 1. So then how far did it jump? 3 years?
2 or 3. Yeah, she would have been like 4.
3 or 4. So, I want to hear about his relationship with Emmy, which I know, he was talking about how much he cared about her.
Okay, and Atlas's vows fucking sucked. If Thomas had got up there with me and was talking about divorce rates and shit like that, I would have been like, get the fuck out of here. This is not a fucking TED Talk, dude. No. That's fucking awkward. And it took forever. It was really fucking awkward.
It was really long.
Like, and those vows are what made me feel like Atlas was a very, like, nonchalant, straight edge, no humor kind of dude.
Oh, but he is humorous. Maybe not there, but...
Yeah, when he's talking about divorce rates and how even if Lily divorces him, at least he's a fucking simp. There it is. He's a fucking simp. Thank you for divorcing me, Lily.
Funny. You're funny.
I don't know.
I love Atlas. I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't hate Atlas. Those vows, though, I mean, God, yeah. Jesus.
The vows could have been better.
They were like 3 chapters long, and they were talking about fucking statistics.
Yeah, like, I want to know, like, did they have more kids? You know, what were her vows? What was the wedding like? She just left it on another...
How the fuck was Ryle doing?
Exactly.
He was barely okay with them moving in together. Then you jump 2 or 3 years and they're getting married. So how the fuck is Ryle handling it?
I know. Like, I just needed more.
I mean, they literally sent Ryle to anger management. And then you never hear anything again. It's done.
Yeah.
It's done.
It would have, even in his, like, little epilogue where they're getting ready to get married, he could have been like, it's been a long couple years of us trying to navigate this. Ryle is doing so much better. You know, he's not crazy about me, but we manage.
I hate to be that person, but this whole story, these whole books are about Lily. And for her not to have the ending kind of pissed me off. That's all I'm going to say.
Gave it to Atlas.
I mean, Atlas is great, but, like, it's Lily's books.
I know. And she could have been... It could have said both, from both.
Well, I mean, in her epilogue from It Ends With Us, it told us where she was at, how old Emmy was, how Ryle was doing, what the plan was like, showed Atlas. His were literally 10 pages of shitty vows and then a marriage.
The next book could be called It Continues With Us. I don't know.
I mean, I did not see the ends with us part coming from him and Josh. You know, or it starts with us, I meant.
Yeah.
I didn't see it coming from him and Josh, so I really did like that part. I really did like Josh getting introduced and him being able to kind of like combat his childhood and make a difference.
Yeah, they both have that trash mom.
So, I really liked that part. I really did. I liked Atlas's part. I liked Josh's part. It just did not feel like the same book as This Ends With Us. They felt like different characters. That's probably because it's been 5 years.
Yeah, it's been 6 years. Time, but it was just slow. Like, and I think really she wanted to give us that continuation, but it was also the happily ever after. So it's like, what obstacles do we have to overcome to get to that happily ever after?
But it didn't feel like a happily ever after because it was fucking boring.
I know. I mean, I enjoyed the continuation, but at no point, like, I thought, like, Ryle was gonna, like, there was gonna be, like, some blowout or he went to try and, like, kill, you know, I'm used to, like, my dramatic books where, like, he's gonna go, like, I'm gonna go kill Atlas.
There was one part where Lily wants to be with Atlas. I think it's right after Ryle tries to fuck her up.
He chokes her.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know how we're gonna move forward with this. Like, I honestly don't know what to do with Ryle. And, like, in my head, I was like, easy, kill him. Like, character-wise, just kill the character. You know? I was like,
yeah,
just kill him.
Have you ever read the Nicholas Sparks book? No, not The Choice. The one with Zac Efron.
I've seen the movie. Isn't it something Cloud or something like that?
No. That's Charlie St. Cloud. That's a completely different movie.
That's got Zac Efron in it.
It does, but that's not the Nicholas Sparks.
I thought that's what you were talking about.
No, hold on. Now I got to know what it's called. That's going to drive me bananas.
You were talking about Charlie St. Cloud.
I'm like,
so that's not a Nicholas Sparks book.
No. Zac Efron. Where are you at? It's... Hey, and just so you know, in my book club group on Facebook, they were talking about, like, Christmas stories, Christmas books, like Christmas romances. So I saved the thread, so I'll have to go back through and look.
I wonder if Koa has any books that are kind of like based around Christmas.
Christmassy?
Yeah.
Christmas in Love.
Because we have a November 9, now we need a fucking Christmas Eve.
The Lucky One. It's got the girl from Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that bicep.
Yeah, and then he got plastic surgery and he's gross.
I know, and now he looks scary. Anyway, so spoiler, if you haven't seen or read The Lucky One, spoiler alert, skip past a few seconds. Her ex is a total douchebag in that movie. He ends up dying in the end, like all great Nicholas Sparks books. It just eliminated the issue. So that's what I was thinking about Ryle too. Let's eliminate the issue. Let's just...
I mean, that's the first thing, because that's literally what happens in books. It's like, this is a shitty character. No, he's gonna have an aneurysm.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Like, we're just gonna get rid of him. Yeah, I really would have liked to seen how that played out with Ryle.
Sorry, I'm looking to see if I can find that scary Christmas book I was telling you about, because I feel like we gotta have a variety in Christmas or in December.
We do. We still want to hear some recommendations. We haven't got any. Come on, guys. Anybody?
Sorry.
No, you're fine. But yeah. So, I mean, honestly, there was that incident with Ryle where he chokes her, and then he goes to Atlas's place, and that shit goes down.
Sorry.
Sarah's distracted.
Oh, never mind. This is a children's book.
What?
I thought I found the scary book, and it's literally not. I found the wrong thing.
It's a baby book.
It's literally.
The Snowman. But yeah, so that's really the biggest incident in that whole book.
The scary book is also called The Snowman.
Oh.
It's a hairy hole. A hairy hole, like HOLE, hairy hole.
Ugh. It's also smut?
I don't know. That's like a
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit, that got me.
Nothing like a good hairy hole book. That's what I'm going to start calling our smut books, hairy holes. Oh. Anyway, I'd rather hear hairy hole than pussy. I hate that.
No wonder my neighbor thinks we film porn. We're over here talking about smacking pussies and hairy holes.
Anyway, so a lot of other than like the underlying things like Josh, Atlas and Lily building their love together.
I kind of don't like that they didn't have Brad and Darian in there more, because like she bonded, like she had that really big bonding moment with them in the first one, and then they're just casual characters here and there.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't they have like a poker night? Because when she runs into Darian at the restaurant that day, he like literally talks to her about poker and stuff. So she should have been like, let's have a poker night.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It doesn't even mention boys' night in this one.
I feel like they just could have done more. I mean, like, I get it. They're trying to work through this stuff, but their whole thing is, we both work a lot, so here's 40 days that take a whole book to talk about, and it's super fucking boring the whole time.
And then we skip 6 months.
And they move in. And then we skip 2 years and they're married.
Yeah. I kind of was with Ryle, though. Like, not that he has any right to behave the way he did, but who wouldn't feel second best to that? You know?
Yeah, but him blaming Atlas and Lily for his and Lily's demise
pisses me off.
Because
that's narcissist.
She literally steered clear of Atlas after that. And Atlas steered clear of them. Like, they didn't even talk the entire time. She was pregnant, and until Emmy was 11 months old.
And that was just by chance.
20 months. They went 20 months without talking to each other. So him saying shit like, no, it wasn't me hitting you. It was you and Atlas, because it was always going to be you and Atlas. That's why we divorced. Pissed me off, because he did that with Lily. She corrected him. He did that with Atlas. He corrected him. Ryle could not get that through his thick fucking skull.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, that's just, you know, they can't take responsibility for anything. Nothing's ever their fault.
But also, Lily and Atlas should have realized, and that, I don't know, that kind of annoyed me too, because they were like, oh, I didn't want to say anything because you had this going on, or you had this going on, but then they would say shit like, I knew you were going to be my forever. You were my one and only. So, like, why make up Cassie?
I know. Obviously, it wouldn't have been much of a book if he would have said that, and she was like, okay, let's be together.
I know,
I'm going to ditch Ryle.
You all talk about being so real and honest and open with each other, and then you make up fake girlfriends and say you're happy with Ryle when it's just sex.
Who do you picture as Atlas? Like,
None in particular. I just picture a tall man with dark hair, kind of looks lanky, but it has decent muscle.
That's so funny because you know who I picture, which is basically who you described?
Huh.
Paul Wesley.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's basically who you just tall, not too much muscle, but he's nicely built.
Because he's a Marine. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I never really put like anyone.
Really?
I don't do that with books.
I'm super detailed in my brain. I play it out like a movie.
I do
porn,
too.
Apparently.
Okay, but see, this is gonna sound so weird. I play books out like that too. And I picture all features except for their face. Like, I never imagine their face. It's kind of like, when I see it in my head, it's kind of like their face is always turned. So it's not like it's a blank slate, but it's like I can never see it because I never picture it, because then I don't have to put someone I know there. I can be the characters themselves and not someone I put in their place.
You know who I picture as Ryle? Theo James.
I mean, he would make a good Ryle. For some reason in my head, I have Ryle as being blonde. Is he blonde?
I think so. But sometimes I don't go with features. I just pick who I want to be in that
I just
role.
Imagine him as looking like super short-haired surfer boy, douchey kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Like short, awkward blonde haircut, jacked, but like a Chad. You know?
Yeah.
Like a fucking frat boy.
Yeah. See, sometimes I don't go by exactly what they say. I just kind of have them in my head, and then I put there who I want to be there.
Oh, that's probably why because I know who I think would play good characters for them, but I want to keep them in my head as they're described, and so like I don't give them features to associate them with anyone.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's weird.
It was hard for me though to picture Theo James because him and Paul Wesley are both my like favorite celebrity crushes.
Really?
Yes. I am they're both so hot.
I have 3.
Ooh, I'm intrigued.
Dylan O'Brien.
I don't know who that is.
I'm sure you don't know who that is. Okay, I grew up with
old.
him. He's like 30. I'm 25. He was in Teen Wolf and The Maze Runner.
Oh, is he the main? Oh, I know who you're talking about now.
The Maze Runner. He's in other stuff. Paul Walker.
Okay. Aw, R.I.P.
Yeah. And then, I just fucking blanked. I usually say Woody Harrelson, but you get grossed out when I say Woody Harrelson. But it's, Ben Barnes. Ben fucking Barnes.
Who's Ben Barnes? I feel like we've talked about this before.
He's like in The Punisher. He's in that Netflix show where they're like, she's the sun person.
She's the sun person?
Yeah, like they all some have powers and some don't, like fire, air.
Oh.
You watched it?
Yeah. Oh, shoot. What's it called? Oh, the bad guy.
Yeah, Ben Barnes.
Oh, he's sexy.
Yeah, I fucking love Ben Barnes. I grew up with Ben Barnes as Prince Caspian in, what's it called? The Chronicles of Narnia.
Oh.
So I knew him from that. And then he was, in Dorian Gray and The Punisher. And then he was in Shadow and Bone. And
yes, Shadow and Bone.
So
he's so sexy.
I've liked Ben Barnes for a long time because...
Ooh, I didn't even see him till Shadow and Bone.
Chronicles of Narnia.
She was ready to bang him, and I was all on board for it.
I mean, he looked fucking great.
But I also loved the guy, whoever it was, that played her best friend.
Yeah.
He was fine, too.
But, like, I have always had a thing for Dylan O'Brien. Dylan O'Brien will always be number 1, okay? That's it. He's number 1. Woody Harrelson holds a special spot.
Oh, my God.
Mark Wahlberg does, too, but I don't tell anyone that. I don't tell anyone that.
Except now you're telling all of our 4 listeners.
Mark Wahlberg's better than Woody Harrelson.
Oh, yeah, I would take Marky Mark.
Especially from, like, the late 90s when he was, like, porno. Hell yeah. Ben Barnes, and then, of course, Paul Walker. Paul Walker.
Aww. That was so sad. I can tell you, I know this is kind of taking a turn. When he died, Tristan was like vomiting like crazy. It was Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Because we were in the car and we were like, let's just go home back to Maryland. And we were getting gas. And I looked on my phone and it said Paul Walker died.
Mm-hmm.
And then I told Steven, he was like, no way. And I looked and it seemed like it was like spam.
Yes.
And so I was like, I think it's fake. And then a couple hours later, we were still driving home in the middle of the night. And I looked again and it was like he had died in a car crash. And I was like,
yeah, I was in like 7th or 8th grade.
I was 26.
Oh, 16.
So you'd have been
sophomore.
16.
I was upstairs and my mom was cooking Thanksgiving, and my mom and dad were watching TV, and they were like, "Come downstairs. Did you hear about this?" And I was like, "Y'all are fucking lying. That's fucking fake. I don't believe you. There's still Fast and Furious movies supposed to come out. You're fucking lying to me."
Did you know that he was dating like a child?
I don't want to talk about that, okay? Remember the good, not the bad. Yes, I know. Anyway. He was a fucking pedophile.
I know. Anyway, we just kind of went off key there. But, so I don't really know what else to say about this book. Just because it was really...
I mean, honestly, this has mostly been about silly things.
I know. But, I mean, there's really...
Well, I mean, I told you before we started this, I was like, it's not going to be a long episode. I mean, it's very straightforward.
Yeah. I mean, they literally fall in love. You know, they deal with Ryle, which doesn't... I mean, other than the one incident, which obviously he shouldn't have laid hands on her at any point, or him or Atlas. But after that, it's like... She sets those ground rules with him. You know, he's a narcissistic abuser, you know, and he played that role well in this book. Mm-hmm. She wrote him well in this book. I would like to know more about his change and how that went. Mm-hmm. But maybe one day she'll write another one.
Doubt it.
Because we're still waiting on November 10th, so...
I really just want another book like November 9th. Like, I haven't had a book like that in a long time that really just, like, kept me so engrossed. Like, I had to fucking finish it.
I know. Like, it was so good.
Like, it was, I don't know, I haven't had a book do that to me in a long time. Like, it fucking got me. I think After was the last book that did that to me. Mm-hmm. And so, I don't know. I just fucking love books like that.
I know. Did you ever read that one book, Before We Were Strangers?
No, you keep telling me about it, but then you also said you wanted to do it on the podcast, so I didn't read it.
Oh, okay. We can do it in like January.
Yeah, because back in September you asked me that, and then you were like, okay, well, we'll just read it on the podcast.
And Before We Were Strangers and, oh, fudge.
I found another Coho book I want to read.
Ooh, what is it?
It's called Confess.
Oh, yeah. There's so many of hers I haven't read.
I actually read the synopsis for this one, and it pulled me in, so... And that's not common, because I refuse to read synopsis for the books we do on the podcast.
I know, you're so good at like that. Hold on, I know it's in here somewhere. Where are you at? Sorry, guys. I'm looking up this book that I want to do on here.
Lol. Mascot's staring at me.
She's like, why aren't we in bed?
Literally, she's like, can we go to sleep, please? She's yawning.
Girl.
Staring. Head twitch.
There's another book I've never read. It's called Does It Hurt? There it is. Still Beating. It's really good. It's lots of triggers.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that cover before.
Yeah, I want to do that one. So those will be some we can do in like January.
Cool. We gotta stop doing books you've already read.
I know, but they're so good and you haven't read them yet, so it's a new topic.
True. But
I know. All right, guys. Well, I guess that's all we've got for It Starts With Us. If you've got, other things you'd like to discuss, we are always open. We are at booksandbestiespodcast@gmail.com.
I hope you know that in the last chapter, you said booksandbestiespod@gmail.com.
Well, that's because we're Books and Besties Pod on, social media. And then we're also on Facebook and Instagram. We do have the Audible thing going on where once we get 100 followers, we are going to do a drawing of all of our followers. And if you're picked, you get 3 months of Audible on us.
Which, that shit's expensive, so. So I'm saying.
It is. I mean, come on, guys.
Although Audible's doing a deal right now for 3 months, you get it for $6 a month.
That's not bad. I'm going to have to re-get it because I deleted it. But now, since Heartbones.
Why'd you delete it?
I don't know.
What were you going to use?
Like Scribd.
Oh.
But
listen, I fucking fuck with Scribd. I'll tell you what. That's what I usually
And I have
use.
Kindle Unlimited.
Did you see that Kindle Unlimited is free for the next 3 months if you're a new, person?
I'm not new. I'm so far from new.
That's why you got to use a new email. Fucking.
I know, but I have all my Amazon stuff under.
Yeah, but that's how I get my fucking free trials. Thomas has got 3 emails. I got 3 emails. Bitch, I get free trials.
That's what we do with Netflix and
for
shit.
days. I know. And then they got smart with it. They were like, oh, you got a new email, but the same credit card? Fucking busted, nerd.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
We just,
Yeah, because
we started paying for it like regular people.
Listen, I found out that way in college because I was broke. And
oh, well, yeah, back
Uber
in the day.
Eats was like, bitch, that's the same credit card. I don't care if that's a new email. You ain't getting no free food. What fuck you think?
That's funny. So, I'm glad they ended up together. I was kind of worried that they weren't after that thing she posted. You remember we were like, oh my God, what's it mean? When she was like, some people are going to be disappointed. I think it was just, maybe she meant because there was really no
Honestly, I'm pretty sure it's because a lot of people wanted her to end up with Ryle.
Ew.
You know how, but that's the whole point of smut. People like taboo things sometimes, and that's.
I mean, but he went past taboo.
But he also had his good moments.
Yuck.
I've seen people close to me stay in TV situations for 18 years. So.
Well, I mean, in my books, I don't want them to be abused.
Some people do.
True.
That's all I'm saying.
Naughty ways.
Okay, and obviously Ryle was such a good guy because he didn't mean to do it. It was an accident, and he loved her.
Oh, yeah, he headbutted her on accident.
And they had a baby, and he tried to rape her.
I recently read, it's called The Ritual, and it was all 50 Shades of fucked. Yeah.
Why are you trying not to cuss?
I don't know.
Your kids aren't
it was
here.
50 Shades of fucked up, okay? It was a little too intense for me, too smutty. There was lots of breath play, and I was uncomfortable.
Ew, don't breathe on me.
Ew.
If Thomas is too close to me breathing, don't
no, he was choking her to the point of passing out.
Oh, I thought you meant breathing on her. I was like, that's fucking creepy.
He was choking her out and stuff. And she was getting the big O while she was passing out.
How? I think your body would be like, bitch, you're dying.
I mean, it's a kink.
Okay, sure, but I'm pretty sure if you're literally passing out, your body's going to be like, we're not climaxing here. We're fucking surviving, dude.
You feel happy just because you're not dying. I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe she got off on dying.
No judgment here. It just wasn't for me to read about.
Yeah.
I'm all for people and their kinks as long as everything's consensual.
I'm like a 40-year-old mom with my smut. I like some Nora Roberts, and that's about it.
We like some Coho smut.
Coho is the new age Nora Roberts.
I like it. There was no smutty parts in November 9. There was just and we rolled over and we woke up the next morning and...
I mean, he looked at her titty.
Her busted titty.
She was very ashamed of that titty, thank you. Poor Fallon. She had self-esteem issues over that titty. It's not funny. You're being a tit right now.
I'm sorry. I'm so rude.
I mean, they had sex at one point.
I know. It just didn't
I know. They
didn't say throbbing member or anything.
Does Coho use that?
No.
I don't think so.
Steven always jokes with me. He's like, you don't like books unless it says throbbing member.
That's not, I don't think anybody likes that. Except for maybe a Nora Roberts fan.
His throbbing member.
Listen, we don't like throbbing members around here. We like spank my pussy. My God, we need fucking stickers that say that.
Oh my God, I cannot even put that on my.
It's like this is the ass of a killer, Bella.
Okay, guys, that's enough of us tonight. We've talked too much smack about random stuff. Anyway, so next week will be Heartbones by Colleen Hoover. We only have 2 more Colleen Hoover
for November. We'll probably have one in December and January and February.
I'm sure she's got tons of books. So we'll this is our wrap up of It Starts With Us. So next week will be Heartbones. Go follow us on social media. Email us at booksandbestiespodcast@gmail.com. Hit us up, guys.
We'll catch you next chapter, Smuts.
Peace.